Bitcoin just printed its highest monthly close ever, guys. A new all-time high on the monthly close. What does that mean for the Bitcoin charts, guys? Let's jump into it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, whenever you're watching this video. Welcome to the Bitcoin family channel. For the newcomers, my name is Didi. In today's video, again, 4 amazing news items, 5 amazing charts, and an inspirational quote at the end. Yes, I look a little bit tired because I had a really busy day today from a new location again, but let's quickly jump into the first news item now. Bam! First news item, guys, is from Spain, as I am in Spain at the moment. A beautiful news item of the giant coffee company Vanadi. It's I think the biggest coffee company in Spain, Vanadi. They just approved to buy 1.1 billion worth of Bitcoin for their reserve, guys. That's one of the biggest coffee companies of the world, approving to buy $1.1 billion worth of Bitcoin for their reserve. Huge news in Spain. Mass adoption is coming in that institutional investment area, guys. Those institutions are all buying up the Bitcoins. You must not forget to do the same, guys. Let's jump into the second news item. The second news item is maybe even more important. South Korea, they just suspended the CBDC. They said we are not going to do a central bank's digital currency. Sorry for all the noise, guys. I am on a boulevard. There's a lot of noise. But South Korea now saying, nah. We are not going to do a central bank's digital currency. We are going to roll out the whole crypto regulations. And yes, Bitcoin and other cryptos, they will become way more important than the central bank's digital currency. So stop the central bank's digital currency. We will go for crypto. That is South Korea. That's a massive shift. Maybe that shift is also happening now then in Europe, because in Europe they want to give this new central bank digital currency alive from October this year. In October they want to start using the central bank's digital currency. So let's look at other countries that are not doing that. United States, South Korea, many other countries are against the central bank's digital currency, as we don't want them to have even more control. They already fucked up the economy because of their control. We must stop that. That is why we need decentralized finance. A decentralized currency like Bitcoin, that should be the most important currency of the world, guys. Now, 2 very positive news items. Now let's dive into the third news item. Third news item is that Hong Kong just approved the first mainland broker to buy and sell Bitcoin. So Hong Kong, of which we know that's the commercial center of China, now approved the first mainland broker to buy Bitcoin. Huge step again also for China and Hong Kong. More and more people will start to buy Bitcoin there as well. Guys, the demand for Bitcoin is increasing in a very rapid rate. Maybe in a rate that I'm going to leave this accommodation because of all the noise every morning. I need to be able to make my videos, but the demand is increasing tremendously. And there is just not enough supply, guys. Please understand, there is not enough supply. Huge demand, not enough supply, that leads into a supply shock. And a supply shock leads into a huge increase of the price. I don't even understand why the price already increased, but I told you already a couple of years and a couple of months that we will see a boring summer, which at the moment we are exactly in. This is July, could be a very boring July, but we are still around 106K. But let's jump into the charts now to show you exactly what is happening to Bitcoin, guys. Bam!
Use my special link down below here to sign up to Bybit and claim your amazing bonus up to 30,000 US dollar. You will receive $30 for just signing up. Use my link down below and click it now.
The first chart for the day, guys. The first chart for the day is the 4-hour chart. On this 4-hour chart, we can see that we're still finding resistance in this blue dotted line. This line I drew a couple of days ago. I told you guys this is the line we need to break, but again resistance, again pulling back. Are we again going to pull back to these levels over here, the 107K, or are we going to pull back all the way to 104K? That's not the question, but we should be breaking this to become more bullish, guys. Now that's the first chart. Now if you zoom out, and we zoom out like really big, we go to the monthly. Monthly, we just had the highest close ever. We closed at $107,081. So this is higher than any other monthly close, which is really bullish. Also on the monthly, you know, I drew these patterns over here with the blue lines, and I said to you, if we play out the same like the last time, then after breaking out a smaller, we get a bigger after that one. Now, look, we again had that flagpole. We again broke out a little bit more early than the previous time, but again we went up. I've been drawing these patterns already since like a month ago. Like, please understand that. Now, what is my expectation of Bitcoin next? That is the question now, because we need to get higher again with this month. In my opinion, we should be going to 120K, but normally the summers are a little bit of boring period. So what is going to happen in the next couple of months? I think that is the most important question. Now, if we look to this chart, this is the Bitcoin rainbow chart, guys. And on this rainbow chart, there's some important data. This is the halving rainbow chart. Let me be very clear, because there's a difference. But the halving rainbow chart, guys, shows us that every halving, this was 2024, the next one will be in 2028, probably somewhere in April 2028. We have never been lower in the next halving than the previous halving. And that is also what we see at the moment. Because if we would be in the blue area in the next halving of this rainbow, we will be somewhere between 200K and 240K. Let's say 170K and 240K. This dark blue area is where we could be in the next halving. Because this is a regression rainbow. It's not like going steeper, it's regressing. So every time when we hit in the bull market, look here, the first time was in the orange part, red part, orange part, almost the red part. We get near that orange or red part. Now, in my opinion, we will reach that somewhere in October, which will be somewhere in here, in this area. These are the numbers that are given for October. If we go into the red part, to the top, we could go all the way to 390,000 US dollars. Sorry for all the noise, guys. I'm in a very busy spot over here, thinking of moving because it's really noisy, but let me see, it's very difficult. It's high season in Europe, so it's difficult to get a beautiful accommodation. But the red top will be 390K. The orange top will be 290K. The yellow top will be 212K. The green top, which is just a little bit higher, that one is near my top, 160K. This one is 153K. We are now at 107,000. We are still in the blue area. Yes, this time we were longer in the blue area than we were before, so it's a little bit different. But if you look back to 2014 to 2018, like 2017 top, look how long we spent in that blue area over there. Look over here. It started over here in the blue area. In 2015, we stayed in the blue area. Even here we retested it. We stayed in it till 2017. 2 full years in this blue area before we blew up. Now, we went into the blue area over there in 2022, and we are still in it in 2024. We came out a little bit. We are now leaving it exactly 2 years, 2024. We're leaving it, retesting it. We should be exploding. We should be getting this huge, massive pump now all the way into October. It doesn't mean that July and August is going to be pump months, because I still believe in the summer the market's quieter. I don't know if the institutional investors keep trading. Maybe they will, pump the Bitcoin price. But normally July, August are quiet, and then September, October, November, December are the most bullish months. And it would lead all the way to these levels over there. October is these levels over there, guys. Yeah, this is September, a little bit lower. This is October. A massive peak in Bitcoin between 150 and 288,000 US dollars, in my opinion. I believe still 160 is enough, as we were here in the red, here we were in the orange. Maybe here we will just reach the yellow part, and the yellow part will be somewhere around 200K in October. So yes, my target, 160,000, still standing towards the end of the year. You can still buy Bitcoin at this moment and make profits. Now, I have some other amazing charts as well, guys. Let's jump into those. Over here, this one is the first. This one is showing us how Bitcoin has been moving in these ranges and expansions. Like, let's see over here. Up, okay, let's make my face a little bit small. Now we can see, for example, 29 days, and then we went up within 4 days, you see? 40 days in range, in 4 days, massive pump. Here, 29 days in the range, 1 day, massive pump. 192 days in the range, a pump of 3 days. And every time it happens the same. We will range the biggest part and we will pump in a few days. We will range 60 days, we will pump in 5 days time. Here we will range 34 days, we will pump in 4 days time. Here, 238 days of ranging, sideways movements. Then in 3 days times, bam, pumping. And we're calling pumping from 65K all the way to 112K. That's pumping. That's almost doubling. Now here again, we see the same. 195 days, we are range bound already. And yes, in between we had 2-day pumps to go up again. We have been range bound for a very long time. It will be a pump very soon. Will that be now in July or August? I normally would not expect that. Maybe the end of August. I normally expect July to still go a little bit sideways. But here, guys, in this area from September, October, maybe even November, that is where I expect a massive pump. Yes, not to 180K, to 160K, but somewhere in this area, there is where I expect Bitcoin to end towards the end of this year. So this is a very interesting chart. Pause the video if you want to analyze the chart a little bit more, guys. But normally it would take a long range and then a couple of days pumping like hell, guys. Very interesting to see, in my opinion. But you know, if you look really close, you can see in 34 days we are going up, but of those 34 days, 4 days are massive pumps. Here also 43 days we are trending up, but 5 days is the massive pump. Just so that you analyze the chart in the right way. The 62 days, that orange, that's like the range time. But the expansion time you need to see is that we go up in price, and the burst time is just the last couple of pushes to the new top. That's like the really bursting out. That's how you need to see it. It's amazing chart. I don't know who made it, but thank you for creating this chart. A beautiful chart, guys. Pause the video if you want to analyze this chart a little bit more. Another very important chart. This chart is showing you where we should be ending up with Bitcoin if we take the average lines or the top lines or the bottom lines, because this is the Bitcoin power curve cycle cloud, guys. And this cloud, that is the dark blue area. Now the average of all the cycles is this black line. The red line is where we are now. Yes, there was one cycle that we peaked early. That was the highest peak around this period of time. There's also a cycle where we didn't peak yet at all. That's the lowest area. So that's the bandwidth of where we moved in. The average was the black line. Where are we with that red line? We are exactly near that black line. Now, towards October and the beginning of 2026, if we look now what happened in the previous cycles, we went massively up, guys. Massively up. The maximum here, bam. The maximum would bring us to almost 300,000 US dollar. The minimum, this is the minimum of the highest point, would be 160,000 US dollar. The average would bring us around 210,000 US dollar. So this red line is going to expand in this area, in my opinion, between 160,000 and 200,000. That is where I guess that the red line will stop. So we still have a huge area to move, guys. I don't know if you prefer that I draw it. Let me draw it maybe. Maybe I can make the line red. That would mean from here You still need to go up, correct maybe, come up higher, correct maybe, there, somewhere there. There somewhere should be the top in my opinion. Could we go a little bit higher? Yes. Could we end a little bit lower? Yes. But that is the whole area here that we still need to make. That is the end of 2025. Simple as that, guys. Please be prepared for the next coming months. The next coming months will be wild. You need to be prepared for what is happening in the next coming months, guys. Then I have one more chart, guys, and it is the last chart. This is just showing you where we are with Bitcoin. Where are we? We are nowhere, guys. We are just getting started. Bitcoin is here in the corner. There. That's where Bitcoin is. From 2009 till now 2024, we are just getting started. Look at the adoption of all the other technologies. Look at it. Look at the adoption of the telephone. Look at the adoption of the MP3 player. Look at the adoption of smartphones, the internet, all of those things. Look how they grew very steeply, the last technical developments. Bitcoin is just beginning. This is going to go steeply up as well, the adoption. We have countries adopting, institutional investors adopting, we have retail adopting. This, in the next 10, 20 years, is going to take off drastically. This is going to be one of the fastest and steepest curves of adoption, in my opinion. It's going to be more adoption in Bitcoin than there will be in many of all these other technical advancements that we had since 1900 to today, guys. Just to understand how important Bitcoin's future is and that we are just getting started. You're not too late. You can still be one of the early adopters. We are now at like 3 to 5% of the world that has Bitcoin. Not too late. Just compared to the first people that were walking around with a mobile phone. You thought, I will never do that. I don't want to be like reachable all day. Nowadays, each and every one has not 1 or 2 or 3 phones maybe. That's also going to happen for Bitcoin. Not owning 3 Bitcoins, that will be impossible in the future, but at least a little bit of Bitcoin. I hope you really enjoyed those videos, guys. Short term, a lot of volatility at the moment, which is amazing for my trading algorithms, but also amazing for all the traders out there, guys, because a volatile market makes it possible for us to trade, guys. Long term, I still have my same target. I told you June will be still positive, July and August probably a very sideways, boring summer, and then I told you in September, October, we will go to a new all-time high around 160,000 US dollar. My top is still at 160,000 US dollar, guys, end of this year, and I do think we will get a bear market after then, but that is for later, and I will tell you more about that, guys. You need to learn to decide if you're an investor or a trader. If you're a trader, you're worrying about everyday volatility. If you're an investor, you just buy Bitcoin, you zoom out, you sit, you lean back, and you wait for the next 4 years Bitcoin to go up again, and the next 4 years, and the next 4 years, and that is how your capital starts to work for you instead of you for your capital, guys. But if you want to learn more about that, then join the Didi Bam Bam VIPs as we educate people more and more about that subject over there as well, guys. Now, that was everything for the charts. I hope you enjoyed them. Give it a thumbs up. Let's jump into the last part. The inspirational quote for today, guys, is a very simple one. Life is like riding a bicycle. If you want to keep balance, you need to keep moving. It's simple as that. You can't not stand still. If you stand still, you will fall. In life, if you stand still, if you don't make progress in whatever it is, reaching your goals, educating yourself, doing sports, whatever it is, if you don't do those things, you are standing still, you're about to fall. Burnout, whatever it will be. You need to keep moving. For me, as a Gemini, it's even important to keep moving, like physically. I need to move from one place to another place because I always want to discover the world. And if I don't do that, I stand still. And if I stand still, I get bored. If I get bored, I fall down. So I need to keep moving. And it doesn't mean that I can't enjoy a couple of months on a certain location. Yes, I can. But I know for myself, I need to have new environments around me also now and then, because that satisfies my soul. And when it satisfies my soul, I get more happy. When I get more happy, I like life more. That's how simple it works. The moment I discovered that and I start to implement that in my life, that is the moment when everything went more easy. Now, I know exactly where the pain point is. The pain point is that if you have a family, every family member could be different. Some family members maybe don't want to move. Some family members do need to move even more. Some family members, they like sometimes moving, but mostly like a beautiful warm place where they can stay at home. And to find a perfect combination in that as a family, that is very difficult. We have done that now for 9 years. 9 years, almost all our visions were in line. We were kept traveling, we kept moving, we kept discovering new locations. But we also now see, hey, the oldest one is 20, then the next one is 18. The last couple of years, they've been searching for a little bit more stability. So what did we do? We adopted. We said, okay, we will stay 6 months in Thailand, and we will go a couple of months to Europe, and then back again to Thailand, or we go a couple of months to Mexico, but not like jumping up and down every week. Now, the two oldest one, they now start to spread their wings. They start to fly away. They're like, okay, we are going to go there and we are going to go there. Now, the youngest one is like, I want to stay in Thailand. So there's always this situation in each and every family that keeps playing. And you need to try to balance in between that, but you need to keep moving yourself as well, because else you will fall. And if you fall, there's a big chance the others will fall as well, because they are not completely independent yet. So it's really cool to see how that plays out as a family. It has its ups and it has its downs, but it's a beautiful adventure that I would do again and again and again. I prefer all of this hectic lifestyle above this normal lifestyle, running the hamster wheel every day the same, getting stuck, standing still, falling down. That is what I really don't want for myself, but definitely not for my family. That is why I used the quote today. Life is like riding a bicycle. When you stand still, you will fall. If you want to keep balance, you need to keep moving, guys. That was everything for today. I hope you really enjoyed today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. What do you think about the news? What do you think about the charts? What do you think about the last quote, guys? Thank you for watching. I wish you an amazing Tuesday, and hopefully see you tomorrow again. Bam.